Hi guys, I am Teenie Crochets and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to crochet these homemade gift cards. So if you like this tutorial, please can you give a thumbs up now so you don't forget. It's free and it really helps me out. And if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button now so you never miss out on free crochet tutorials. You really don't need much to make your gift cards, other than your normal crochet stuff, so your crochet hook, needle and scissors, along with your different coloured yarns. I've got different coloured card, all cut to size. I've got paper cut to the same size as the card, and I have these labels that I found out of a craft kit I bought years ago. And they say things like lots of love, happy birthday, thinking of you, and so on. If you haven't got these, if you see, they just pop out. Just print stuff off from your computer, or better yet, write it by hand. Now onto the shamrock for someone who needs a little bit of luck in their life. So with my green DK yarn, I'm going to slip knot onto my hook and I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now into the first chain, I'm going to do a slip stitch to form a loop. Next, I'm going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then slip stitch back into the loop. And I'm going to do that for a total of 4 times. So we've already done it once, so let's do it again for our second time. Chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then slip stitch into our loop. Do it again for a third time. Chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Slip stitch back into our loop. And let's do it one more time. Chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And then slip stitch back into our loop. So we have 4 loops attached to our first loop that we made. Now into the first chain 6 that we made, I'm going to do 2 single crochets. So you're going to insert your hook into that loop that you made, yarn over, pull up a loop, so there are 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both of these loops. So we've done 1 single crochet into that first chain 6 we made. Let's do that again. So let's do another single crochet into that loop. Now we're going to do 2 half double crochets. So yarn over our hook, insert hook into loop even, yarn over again, pull through. So there are 3 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, and that is our first half double crochet. And we're going to do 1 more of them, so another half double crochet. Now we're going to do 8 double crochets all into this loop. So yarn over our hook, insert our hook into the loop, yarn over again and pull up a loop, so we have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the remaining 2 loops. So that was our first double crochet, and now we have another 7 of them to do. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now we have to do another 2 half double crochets all into the same loop still, so another 2 half double crochets, and then finish with 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2, and that is the first leaf of our 4-leaf clover. Next we're going to slip stitch into the space between the 2 loops, and we're going to repeat that all over again in the next loop. So we're going to do 2 single crochets into this loop, 1 and 2, followed by 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2. Now 8 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2, and then 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, and then single crochet into the stitch, or slip stitch into the stitch between the 2 flowers, the 2 loops. Let's do all that again into the 3rd leaf. So 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2, 8 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2, followed by 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Slip stitch between our petals. Now we're going to do that all again one more time into our last chain 6 loop. So 2 single crochets, 1, 2, 2 half double crochets, 1, 2, 8 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, get some more yarn, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, 2 half double crochets, 1, 2, 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Now we're going to single crochet, or sorry, slip stitch into the chain between our leaves, and now I'm going to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and now I'm going to single crochet back up this chain. So single crochet into the 2nd chain from hook, and then in the remaining 3 chains back up to our clover. Then we're going to slip stitch to join, chain 1 and fasten off. Pull that yarn tail through. We just need to weave in our ends, and our clover, our 4-leaf lucky clover is done. So I'm going to turn my work over and weave in these ends. So for my good luck card, I have chosen this with the little saying good luck on the side. So all we have to do now is glue down our shamrock. So I'm going to add the glue to the back of my shamrock in this instance because there are too many gaps and I don't want the glue to come through the gaps. So I'm going to add a bit of glue to each leaf. And then I can glue the shamrock down. There we go. So another beautiful homemade crochet card. Now let's make our thinking of you card. So we're going to have to make our little flowers for this. So with my DK yarn, I'm going to start with a slip knot onto my hook, and I'm going to chain 2. So 1 and 2. Into the 2nd chain from hook, so the first chain that we made, I'm going to do 5 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now for the next row, I'm going to increase from 5 stitches to 10, and to do that I'm going to do 2 single crochets into each of these stitches that I've just made. So 2 single crochets into every stitch. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10. Now it's time to make the petals, and we're going to use 2 stitches to make 1 petal, so we'll have a total of 5 petals at the end of this. So to make our petal into the next stitch, I'm going to do a slip stitch followed by a half double crochet all into the same stitch. So to do the half double crochet, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, so there are 3 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So that was a slip stitch and a half double crochet all into that stitch. Into the next stitch, I'm going to do a half double crochet followed by a slip stitch. And there's our first petal. So we're going to do all that again 4 more times. Into the next stitch, we're going to do a slip stitch followed by a half double crochet. Then into the next stitch, a half double crochet followed by a slip stitch. And now we have our second petal. Let's do that again. Slip stitch and a half double crochet into the next stitch, and then a half double crochet and a slip stitch in the stitch after. 2 more times. Slip stitch followed by a half double crochet into the next stitch, and then half double crochet and a slip stitch into the next one. Now 1 more time for our final petal. We're going to do a slip stitch. Do that again when I pick up this loop. We're going to do a slip stitch followed by a half double crochet, and then into the next stitch a half double crochet followed by a slip stitch. Then we can chain 1 to fasten off and cut our yarn tail. Now we need to weave in these ends before we can glue them to our card. So it's now time to construct our card, and I've chosen a flower background for this one, and as you can see with a green Sharpie I have drawn 3 stems for my flowers. I have also made a bow out of twine and I've glued that into place. So the last thing I need to do for this is to glue my flowers onto the top of the stems. So like earlier with my glue, I'm going to add a piece or a dollop of glue to the back of each flower that we've made, and then push them into place. And there you have a thinking of you card. You could write something on it if you wanted to, such as thinking of you or congratulations, but I think it looks pretty just with the flowers. Next, I'm going to be making my best wishes card. So I need to make a couple of little butterflies. So with my yarn and my hook, I'm going to slip knot onto hook, and I'm going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Then I'm going to slip stitch into that first chain to form a loop. So our butterfly is made up of 4 wings, 2 large wings and 2 small wings. So I'm going to begin by doing a large wing. So I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. Then into this loop I'm going to do 3 double crochets. So double crochet, yarn over, insert hook into loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. So there are 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we've done 1 double crochet, let's do another 2. So 2 and 3. Then I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3 and slip stitch into the loop. And we have done our first large wing, and I'm going to just move the stitches around so they're all nice and tight. Now I'm going to do a small wing. To do that I'm going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and now I'm going to do 2 half double crochets into the loop. So a half double crochet, yarn over, insert hook into loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, so there are 3 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So that was 1 half double crochet, and I'm going to do another one for a total of 2 half double crochets. Now I'm going to chain 2 and slip stitch into the loop. So we now have 1 large wing and 1 small wing. Next we're going to do another small wing. So I'm going to chain 2, 1 and 2. I'm going to do 2 half double crochets. 1 and 2. Chain 2 again and slip stitch back into the centre of the loop. Now we have 1 more wing to make, and it will be a large butterfly wing. So to begin, I'm going to chain 3. 1, 2 and 3. Now 3 double crochets. 1, 2 and 3. Chain 3 again. 1, 2 and 3. Slip stitch into the centre. Then we're going to chain 1 to fasten off, and I'm going to leave a bit of a longer tail than I normally would, because to finish our butterfly we want to make sure we have 2 small wings at the bottom, 2 large wings at the top, and with this yarn tail I'm going to wrap it around the centre of our butterfly a couple of times just to pinch it together. And then in the back of my work I can tie these 2 yarn tails together a couple of times to secure. And I'm going to cut them tails off. How easy was that? There we have a little butterfly. So if I bring my card in, Best Wishes card, I've already glued down some of my butterflies and I just have 1 left to pop down. So if I get my glue, and there we have a completed Best Wishes card. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up now. It's free and it really helps me out. Also, let me know down in the comments below who you'll be sending one of these lovely cards to. Other than that, I hope you have a great day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.